Unemployed farmer, where if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. I'm going to talk about some cheap or free ways to heat your greenhouse or keep them above freezing in the wintertime. I got a compost heater. You can see the compost on the outside. It insulates that wall. I think that's the east side of the greenhouse. I got it butted right up to the plastic with fence to kind of hold it from pushing the plastic in. Talk about that more in a second. The other form is these 55-gallon drums full of water and dark colored mulch in the bottom. I think those are the three main ways that I've kept mine above freezing. This compost heater is a Vevor inline duct fan. I think it was 70 bucks, and it comes with a digital controller that tells you humidity and temperature, and you can set it to turn on and off whenever you want. I got 100 foot of this black corrugated pipe, and I just have it routed through the side of the greenhouse, as you see right here, and it goes spiraled around in that big compost pile that you can see in the back. I get about 20 to 25 degree heat exchange out of that, and that the three things kept my greenhouse, when it was 33 degrees in Murfreesboro, it kept my greenhouse at 42 degrees. And I built this, so obviously, like, you can look at the greenhouse and tell it's not like super airtight. Got holes in it, you know, reused from the last like 5 years. I did doors on this side. I did put plastic on the outside, but you know, there's like a 2-inch gap under the door when the door's shut. But I got 30 barrels in here, and they heat up during the daytime when the sun hits them, and then at night they expel that heat. Might give me a degree or two, but that's still better than nothing, and it gives me a place to put my plants and let them sit. And instead of paying to heat a seed starting mat, you know, I just use the sun to heat the barrels and set my trays on that, and that kind of helps with germination. I also have 3 fans in here to circulate the heat. Right now this one's up against the window to, you know, it's summertime now, so bring in some cool air. And then I got a small greenhouse fan at the roof to continue moving the air around. And then I got a big one that I can change directions and kind of use it to disperse the heat or put it in the door if it gets too hot. We're having 85 degree days, and I'm keeping it right at 90 degrees in here, which I think is pretty good. You know, everybody does something different. I do have a wood burning fireplace in here. If I have to use it, I will, but this past year it was pretty cold and I didn't use it at all. It's got a buck stove with a fan in it, and then I usually just run stove pipe up to that little contraption, and that works. That kept my greenhouse heated for a few years, but old Chris got tired of coming out here in the middle of the night and putting more wood in it, so I desperately looked on the interwebs and came up with this idea to use 55-gallon drums and a compost heater. And I gotta say, the compost heater does good. If it's 50 degrees in here, I usually get a little more than 25. That typically puts out about 80 to 90 degree air out of it pretty consistently. Doesn't matter how cold it is outside or in here. And it blows pretty hard. It moves, let's see what it moves. Does not say, I don't think. I think it was 200 CFM, which is a pretty decent amount of air. The intake is that one, and then this one I just have running along the back of my tables right there. I just did the electricity this year, so you'll have to bear with me on that. I know it looks terrible, and I got a plug just laying wide open. No, that isn't up to specs, but runs all the way around the side of the greenhouse. Comes in on this side and runs this way to the back where you see that next plug. I plan on adding more plugs and running a piece to the middle of the greenhouse too, so it doesn't matter where I'm at, I can plug in anywhere. So I do have a couple more fans I want to put up. So I've been having a problem with mold or mildew, whatever you want to call this stuff right here. Algae, I don't know. Alright, that's it. Show you a picture of the compost pile from the outside and give you a few dimensions on that as well. It's a 1940 Cadillac. So it's kind of a odd shape, kind of a triangle. It's 18 feet long. At the deepest part it's 10 feet or 11 feet, and it's about 3.5 feet on the side and 4 feet in the middle. And it's just got metal fence around the outside to kind of hold it together. Worked pretty good. I'm about to take it down for the summer so I can roll my sides up. I'll be putting it back up next winter. Just kind of a view of what the greenhouse looks like on the outside. And these ends are, I just kind of slap these ends together real quick. It's not pretty, but it works. I got another window I'm going to put in as well. So, trying to keep track of what I got going on this year. Next year I plan on being better. We'll see what I can come up with to keep the greenhouse a little warmer. But as of 2025, this worked plenty fine for me. Didn't cost hardly anything on the electric bill. When you run propane or electric heat in a greenhouse, boy, it's pricey, and I'm just a home gardener. I'm gonna sell a little produce, pay for all this extra stuff I bought this year. I paid $10 a barrel. The mulch was free, the compost was free, and I already had the fencing. The fan was $70, and I think I got maybe $85 or $100 in the 4-inch corrugated pipe. Everything else I already had. So, like I say, it's not perfect, but it's a little better than nothing.